We have let parents down with our lack of regulation.
The companies are hoodwinking parents with the marketing, with the labelling, with the imagery, with the whole spin.
I would expect that if it says it's organic, if it says it's sugar-free, then that's what it is.
Baby and toddler foods. It's a multi-billion-dollar industry that's exploded in the past decade. Supermarket shelves are packed with products that appear to be a healthy choice, and Australian families are increasingly reaching for them.
Do you have to wonder how much of it is diagnostic?
Dr. Anthea Rhodes is a paediatrician at the Royal Children's Hospital in Melbourne who has a special interest in child nutrition and development. She has surveyed parents on store-bought toddler foods.
The top thing we learned was that consuming ready-made store-bought foods in an average family diet for toddlers is very common. So almost half of children aged under 3 consume these foods for at least half of their diet.
It's important not to be judgmental about this. Busy parents like Megan, her 2-year-old son is Harvey, have to rely on store-bought foods.
Do your best to do as much as you can by yourself, but you just simply don't have time. And if you're on the go, you know, I just feel like sometimes you do have to just buy a little snack from the supermarket.
The next really striking thing to us was that parents are being misled. The majority of them believe these foods are healthy.
In Australia, there's no specific regulation of the marketing or content of toddler foods.
There's lots of information on here.
This has long been the concern of Jane Martin, who leads the Food for Health Alliance. Her team's work has resulted in this report into toddler food marketing.
Parents believe that government is heavily involved here to ensure that these foods are what they say they are and a great choice for their children, but they're being misled and confused by the marketing and the promotions and the way these products are sold.
It beggars belief that the lack of regulation means that you can't necessarily trust what's on toddler food packaging. Manufacturers use various tactics to delude parents into believing that what they're buying is healthy. These tactics range from the imagery they use, to the actual name of the product, to saying it's natural or organic, to focusing on what they don't put into the product rather than what's actually in it. Jane Martin showed us examples of the marketing tactics used. Why don't we start with this one?
Okay, so this is a really good example of where you're being told what's not in the product. So huge emphasis on no artificial colours, flavours, no GM ingredients, no preservatives.
So what is in it?
So what it's not telling you is that the fruit in these products has been processed. It's very, very far from the real fruit. It's around 1/3 sugar, and it's not really a nutritious snack for children.
What about this one?
So this product is a really great example of trying to get parents to think that if it's organic or natural, that it's a healthy option for your child. So this has 8 organic claims on it.
So that's around 50% sugar?
Yeah, around 50% sugar, and 1 bar is the equivalent of 2 teaspoons of sugar. So that's the equivalent of a gummy bear.
It doesn't look much like bananas either.
No, it doesn't. It only has a small proportion.
Okay, Kittylicious.
Yes, so this is an example of where the depictions on the packaging, the strawberries, the made with real fruit, belie what's really inside. So this product is more like a marshmallow. It's very high in sugar, almost 70% sugar. It's very, very sticky, and it's recommended for children above the age of 12 months.
We asked these products companies about their marketing, but they haven't as yet responded.
We need to ensure that products are healthy in their content and that there are laws making it very clear that marketing has to be true and accurate so that parents can trust the products they're buying.
To be clear, what's being asked for is mandatory regulation. But for that to happen, food ministers across Australia and New Zealand have got to refer the issue to Food Standards Australia and New Zealand, who are the regulator.
Rely on them a lot more.
Jed Carney is the Assistant Minister for Health and Aged Care and has responsibility for this area along with her colleagues across Australia and New Zealand. This month, they'll make a decision about the regulation of toddler foods.
I think food ministers have shown a willingness to regulate around these issues. Just recently, we indicated our intent, for example, to regulate marketing around infant formula, baby formula foods.
I think you'll be able to resist the lobbying of the food industry, which is enormous.
I think we're showing some willingness to take on industry, but always in the interests of good health and best nutrition guidelines.
We asked the Australian Food and Grocery Council, which represents toddler food manufacturers, about the report's claims. They told us,
Australia's food and drink manufacturers are committed to providing safe, nutritious foods, including for young children. The industry follows strict regulations under the Australia-New Zealand Food Standards Code and Australian consumer law, promoting clear labelling, accurate ingredient lists, and permitted content and health claims.
It's not reasonable to expect parents to have the equivalent of a dietitian degree to turn over a product and try and decipher what's actually in it. The best diet for a toddler is a varied, regular family diet. They don't need any of these other products, and in fact, those products can be harmful.
So we know if there's regulation, it's going to change the foods that are available for children, the nutrition of those foods, the way they're marketed to families, and it will really ensure that there are more healthy products on the market that are appropriate for babies and toddlers.